Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by for another week of Weekly Mannies. Another volume of 2 weeks, another 2-volume set of Weekly Mannies this week. I got a little busy this weekend and so I didn't get a chance to film. So we're gonna combine again, another 2 weeks worth of manicures. I was super hella busy this week. I was changing polish out pretty frequently, but I just was super busy. I had to make like a last minute trip over to Houston on like Wednesday, so like in the middle of the evening at like 8 o'clock at night my husband was like, hey, I need you to drive to Houston, which from where we live is probably about 2.5 hours. So I had to do that the other night and then go to work the next day, so I did not wear polish the following day because I was way too tired. And then we got a little surprise on Friday, so I was a little bit busier this weekend than I anticipated, so that is why I didn't get a chance to film. Hopefully, if it doesn't pop up here in the next little bit, I will talk about that a little bit later. If you haven't noticed, yes, I did chop a little bit of my hair off. It was just getting really, really heavy, and I needed her to kind of like not take too much length off because I've been pretty low maintenance with my hair the last couple, probably last year or so. I just get up way too early in the morning for me to be like doing stuff to my hair. So for the most part, it's usually up in a bun at work most of the time. So I wanted something that was a little bit low maintenance, but I also needed some weight off because I just felt like my hair was super heavy. So hair has been chopped off. Not too much of the pink left at this point, but I'm liking it. I just, it's not too short, but so that is that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Weekly Mannies. So week before last. Oh, and this is pretty indie heavy. I've been trying, I don't know why, I guess it's just because I'm so far down in the indie hole at this point that I've been trying to be a little bit more conscious about grabbing older polishes and mainstream polishes out of my collection, but I just cannot get excited about mainstream polishes right now. I don't know if it's just because I'm being a like indie snob at this point, and you know, I see mainstream polishes and I'm just not excited about them anymore, or I don't know what's going on, but I have been trying to make the conscious effort of grabbing older polishes and, you know, trying to use some of my Zoyas, but for right now and I'm also getting so many polishes in right now that I feel like I need to wear some of the polishes that I'm, you know, purchasing, just so that I don't have, so that way I'm not accumulating, because I can't put the polishes away in my collection until I've swatched them, until I've done a haul video. And so in an effort to try and minimize the amount of polishes I'm having to swatch, I have been wearing a lot of new polishes. And so since I haven't been buying too many indie polishes or too many mainstream polishes, a majority of these are indies. So I do apologize. I promise I do think about you guys that don't wear indies, don't like indies, can't afford indies. I promise I think about you guys and try to grab older polishes, but right now I don't know what it is. I'm just so far in the indie hole that all I can think about are indies. And every time, I even tried to put on a regular like mainstream polish last week. Or week before last, I think I tried to put on a Zoya polish and the formula wasn't great, and I remember that polish having a pretty decent formula. I don't know. I just have not been into mainstream polishes recently, so I do apologize if this is a little indie heavy, but let's go ahead and jump in. So first polish to start off 2 weeks ago was a little bit of a fail. I wanted to try a couple more of the Polish for Days polishes that I had picked up. This one is called Echo. This one is a kind of periwinkle blue with a really nice pink shimmer in there, and then standard Polish for Days formula. It's got some scattered, there's so much stuff in here, it's always hard to figure out what exactly. There's flakies in here, there's shimmer, holographic shimmer. I mean, there's just always so much going on in these Polish for Day PFD. I want to call them PFD because I always feel like Polish for Days is a mouthful. There's always so much going on in these Polish for Days formulas, and they're really, really pretty. So this one was Echo. I attempted to try and use 2 Polish for Days. I went to try and do a gradient because I thought a gradient with this type of formula or with this type of finish would be really, really pretty. So I did a gradient, 2 accent nails. I did this all over, and then my 2 accent nails I did a gradient with Echo, and also I want to say it's Perseids. I'll put it down below. It's something along those lines. And I purchased that. That came in my For the Love of Polish box last month. And that is kind of a like medium, like violety purple. And the reason I didn't bring it in here is because, as you'll see here from the swatch photo, unfortunately, I made the mistake. So I did the gradient. The gradient looked really nice. I enjoyed it. I thought it looked pretty. The error came when I decided I wanted to put a stamp on top of the gradient manicure, and the stamp that I picked unfortunately covered up way too much of the nail, and so all you can see here is the white stamp and maybe a little bit of echo. You don't really see the purple, which is at like the base of my nail. So I'm gonna try and wear that again here soon, or you'll see it in a haul eventually. I thought the gradient looked nice, but yeah, it just totally lost the effect once I put the stamp on it. So that was a little bit of a fail, but this is a really pretty polish. Great form. I have nothing bad to say about Polish for Days at this point. I really love their polishes right now. So that again is Echo. And then I decided to try out another one of my Night Owl Parks and Recreation collection polishes. This one is called Baba Booey. This is the one that I was, this is one of the ones, I like the whole collection, but this is one of the ones I was excited about just because Baba Booey is based off of the character Ben Wyatt, which is like my TV boyfriend if I had to have a TV boyfriend. Unfortunately, you know, he's taken at this point, but you know, he would be my other husband if I had a chance. Him or Chris Pine. Husband, Chris Pine, Ben Wyatt / Adam Scott. But anyway, so Baba Booey is based off his character in Parks and Recreation, and this is an interesting thermal polish. As you can see here, it's kind of this like eggplanty purple color, and then as you can see, it's got this really nice green flash that runs throughout, and I'm gonna have to remind myself, it also has some silver glitter, and yeah, there's silver glitter of different sizes. I think there might also be some silver flakies in there, so you can kind of see that. I do apologize, it is getting a little late in the evening, so I don't know how great these bottle swatches are going to be, so I apologize. My sun is starting to go down. So let me remind myself real quick. I don't remember the transition on this because I wore it and I should have looked at it, but I didn't. Okay. So, so yeah, the base on this is like a kind of like eggplanty purple, but on the nail in the cold state, you mostly just get this like, this kind of like emerald green color, which is really, really pretty. And then transitioning, I thought the transition on this was really interesting. When this is in its warm state, it turns into like this lavender kind of dusty purple color. Really, really pretty, really enjoyed this. Unfortunately, this didn't transition as often on the nail as the other one. So I've only tried, I think I've only tried one other one at this point. So this one just didn't transition, and it could also just be that day I wasn't, you know, it could have just been the temperature, but this stayed in its cold state for a majority of the day. So greens are not my favorite color in the entire world. So if this had transitioned a little bit more during the day, I probably would have liked it more. But I thought the transition was interesting. You don't really see like a purple to green transition. So I did like that. The silver glitter in here I thought was a really nice addition. I thought it just kind of, you know, gave the polish a little bit of sparkle. But yeah, it just, it wasn't my favorite just because, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of green, and a majority of the day that this was green. So I will also try this. It could also be the time of year. This probably isn't like the shade to wear this time of year for me, so it could also be, but I was just excited to wear it because it's Baba Booey and I had to wear it. So I might try this again come like fall or winter time. So that is Baba Booey. And then next up, this one came out, so I don't get to go to PolishCon this year, unfortunately. It's a little too far of a trip, and it's a little bit out of the way, and we already have a vacation planned this time of year, so or vacation planned later this year, so not gonna be able to go to PolishCon, but I did want to indulge in one of the Road to PolishCon polishes that I saw, and this one is called Eat, Drink, and Be Ferry, and I want to say this was like week 9 or 10, 8, somewhere around there. Really, really pretty polish. This is like a, it's similar to like Polish for Days Unicorn that you saw a couple weeks ago. It's that like purpley pink lilac color. It's got a crap ton of holographic in here, which I think you get hints of like a linear holo. Like as you can see here, you kind of get hints of linear, but for the most part, it's mostly a scattered holographic that you see on the nail. Oh, I'm sorry, this is different dimensions, I did not say. This transitions from this pinky, purpley, leaning more to the pink side color, and then that's in its cold state. In its warm state, it transitions to like this silvery, kind of barely pinky white color. Beautiful transition, really enjoyed this. I thought it's such a suitable name for this, Eat, Drink, and Be Ferry. It's just very ethereal, very like light and sparkly and like unicorny and all that, you know, fluffy good stuff that we like. Beautiful polish. I really, really enjoyed this one. That again is Eat, Drink, and Be Ferry by Different Dimensions. And then moving along, I've got one, I think this is my one mainstream polish in here. This is Soyuz Blue. I wanted to kind of throw this in before, because we're transitioning into summer at this point. It's like 97 degrees outside every day. So I wanted to try and get this one in before I start wearing summer polishes. And this is always a really good one. I bust this out every springtime. If you don't have this in your collection, you definitely need it. It's a beautiful color. It's a, you know, like baby blue. It's not, this is not going to show up true on the camera here just because it's going to get washed out by the light. Really nice baby blue. The formula is awesome. It's just the right amount of baby blue with just the right amount of white to where it doesn't look super chalky on the nail. It's an awesome formula for this type of color. I can't say enough good things about Soyuz Blue. And then I stamped over this, and for once the stamp actually worked for the most part, so yay. It was a like rose gold metallic stamping polish that I used, and I did some like dream catcher feathers on my 2 accent nails. Turned out really nice. You could only catch it in like certain lights. That metallic stamp is really pretty, or that metallic stamping polish is really pretty, but you don't always catch it in the right, you don't always catch it in, you don't always see it unless you catch it in the right light. If I wore it over like a darker polish, you could definitely see it, but it's kind of tricky to wear over like lighter polishes like this. But I thought it worked well. It was still, you know, you could still see it. I thought it was nice and dainty on the nail, which kind of goes along with this like pastel blue. So that again is blue. And then last one from 2 weeks ago is another new one from me. This is, or another new one for me. This is from Moonshine Mannie. This one came out in her new Incredibles 2 collection. This is the only one of the collection that I purchased, and this is Combustion Imminent. Not going to be super exciting in the bottle because this is a multi-chrome, but as you can see here, it is this kind of like indigo blue. It has a slight purple feel, but it's mostly blue. And this is what it, that's what you see in the cold state. In the warm state, it's a little tricky. I didn't get too much transition on the nail, so much so that I can't even remember, so I'm going to have to jog my memory here. It does have hints of like gold and green on the sides like most multi-chromes do, but for the most part, let's see. Yeah, so it transitions from like this indigo blue. It's got hints of like a warmer purple in there, some golds. Unfortunately, the transition on this was not super apparent. You mostly just get this like indigo blue color. Oh, it also has, as you can see here, it's got some flakies of varying colors. I want to say these are also duo multi-chrome as well. Excuse me. So yeah. So you mostly get this like bluish color that you see here. In certain lights you will get, ooh, I thought I just caught a little bit of it. In certain lights you will catch this like warmer purpley color, and like I said, in other lights, I got a decent enough swatch of this, so you should see a majority of the colors that are in it. I wasn't super crazy about this one. This reminds me a lot of the ILMP polish I got in the fall time, Cygnus Loop, and I felt like the transition on that one was a little bit more pronounced. This one sat in its blue state a majority of the day, and I felt like you had to turn your hand and fingers at such strong angles to even get like hints of the multi-chrome. So for me, it's like if I can't see that transition, you know, in most lighting, at least some way. It just kind of gets a little boring to me. Sorry, I thought I can see that in the bottle this looks crazy, which I guess can be said for most multi-chromes, but I was a little underwhelmed by this. I mean, if you don't have a lot of multi-chromes, I think you will like this, since I have quite a few multi-chromes in my collection. I have some that I just think transition a little bit better and are similar in color, so I'm not super crazy about this one. So that again is Combustion Imminent. And then moving on to the following week, we've got, so this is the week that I picked up, I think the week before last I had gotten my polish pickup order, so I started wearing some of the polishes that I got from the May polish pickup, which was 90s themed. First one that I knew I was going to wear was this one. This is from Crystal Knockout, which is a new indie brand for me. This is called BSB Girl. And you know I love my Backstreet Boys, so I had to put this one on first because it's Backstreet Boys and it's purple. Hello. So yeah, so this is a kind of cool like lavender purple, and I don't know if it's gonna catch here in the light, but it's got this like, it's packed with shimmer. It's basically like a purpley bluish shimmer. There's some bigger pieces of glitter in here, but for the most part it kind of looks like a foil on the nail. So super, super pretty. Loved this color. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of the blue in there. Yeah, and that's gonna show you it on the nail. You don't catch too much of the flash. I feel like in the promo pics the flash was a little bit more apparent. I did have a little bit of trouble with this formula, so I put it on initially. And then as soon as I started putting on, and I've never had this happen to me before, so I don't know if you guys have had this happen to you and this is just something to know going forward, or if it was just this formula, but so I put this on, and then I put on my top coat, which is Glisten Glow, and all of a sudden the polish started like, I don't even know how to describe it, and I didn't get a very good picture of it. It basically just started like deteriorating in front of my eyes. So like it looked nice and smooth on the nail, and as soon as I put on the top coat, it basically like made these weird wavy marks in it, to the point where like I feel like the top coat was trying to like, because you know how some top coats like shrink, I feel like maybe it was doing that, and as the top coat was drying it was like pulling the polish with it, and so it was causing it to get all like wonky looking on the nail. And so I was like, well, that's really weird. I thought maybe I didn't let something dry. I thought it could have been the base coat. And so I took it off and applied it again with a different base coat, used the same top coat. Same thing happened. I stopped. I think I'd only applied it to maybe like 1 or 2 nails. I stopped. I started using another top coat, and that didn't happen. I used my Cirque Colors liquid laminate top coat, and it didn't have the same problem. So whatever ingredient is in Glisten Glow has some type of like reaction with whatever's in this polish, and it caused it to go completely haywire. So FYI, I don't know if you guys have had that happen before, but it was really, really weird. So yeah, weird formula on this. Now going forward, I know to just be a little bit extra, you know, to be a little bit more careful with this, but yeah, it was something I had never experienced before, so it kind of gave me a little bit of a sadness when I put this on, once I finally got it on. But yeah, so the shimmer in this, the blue flash that's in here, not super apparent on the nail. This also wasn't as sparkly as I was wanting it to be, as the promo pics kind of showed. I did have to use several coats of top coat since I couldn't use my Glisten Glow. I had to use several coats of another top coat, which isn't as shiny, so, and I felt like the top coat the nail polish ate through the top coat, so it just never was as sparkly as I would have liked it to be. So I don't want to get rid of this because I love the like meaning behind it and all that, so I probably need to play with this a little bit and see if I can make it work. Maybe like layering it over another polish perhaps would help. So a little bit of a disappointment, but I'm gonna see what I can do. And let me know if you guys got this and if you had similar issues. Maybe it's just my bottle, you know, maybe something happened along the way, but let me know if you guys have this and you're having similar problems. So that again is BSB Girl. And then I picked up the entire Polish for Days and Polish Okie collection that came out a couple weeks ago. First one that I've tried from that collection is Okie. This is a kind of like this purpley blue color, kind of like indigo, but it leans more on the blue side. And as you can see, it's got this really nice emerald green flash, and then the standard, you know, flakies, holographic, crazy stuff going on in the bottle here. Really, really pretty polish as per usual with Polish for Days. I did have a little bit of difficulty with application on this one. That could be entirely my fault. I could have been a little rushed and didn't let the first coat dry. Because I did have some patchy spots on a couple of my nails, but I'm not going to hold that against the polish. I think that might have just been my error, but did have some application issues. Overall, this is not my favorite polish. It's gorgeous, but green is not my favorite color, so I wasn't super crazy about it, but it is really, really pretty. I will try and wear this again in the fall time. It might just be the time of year, but green's usually not my favorite color, but I do try and have some in my collection just to have, so I like this. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't deter anyone from buying this because I think if you like these types of colors, you will probably like this. It's just not my favorite Polish for Days, just simply for the color. So that again is Okie. And then last two from Polish Pickup. This is another new indie brand for me. This is MckFresh nail attire, and I picked this up just because I thought this looked crazy interesting and I hadn't seen anything like it before. So this is called Oh Rexy, You're So Sexy. Don't know what the meaning behind this one was, I forget it now, but this is a kind of cool grapey purple, and it is packed with matte glitters. You've got some aqua, some pink, some black. There's also some holographic glitter in there also. And so you've got this really cool kind of like glitter mix, which I thought was quite interesting. And then this is also a thermal polish. So again, this is your cold state. You've got this like grapey purple. When this is warm, I don't know why I can't remember. I feel like I just wore this the other day and I simply cannot remember any of the polishes I wore this week. Yes, so yeah, it's a grapey purple when it is cold. In its warm state, it transitions to this kind of like dusty medium pink. Really, really nice. A little bit of a thinner formula just because you've got a whole bunch of glitter and stuff going on, so the transition is not as apparent on the nail as other polishes, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was different, something new to my collection. I'm going to keep an eye out on this brand because I definitely enjoyed this polish. So that is MckFresh nail attire, Oh Rexy, You're So Sexy. And then last up, I had to wear this guy. Like I said in my summer polish picks, I for some reason feel like I don't have enough neon polishes in my collection. And so I was needing a like punch of neon this week. I just had a really rough, I don't know what is going on out there. I had a little bit of a rough week. I just had stuff going on. I was super busy, and so I needed this on Friday. And this is from Fair Maiden Polish. It's called You Got It Dude. I know this again is from the Polish Pickup from May. I know a bunch of people pick this up, so I've been seeing a bunch of people wearing it. I also love this polish so much. It's this really nice coral, this like pinky coral, but it leans to the orange side. It's got these flakies in there. I want to say, I'm not entirely sure on the color. I want to say they're black. I want to say they're black flakies of varying sizes. And then it also has, which I don't know if you're going to be able to catch in the light, you can kind of see it there. It's got this pink flash. The pink flash is not super apparent on the nail. It just does a really good job of just kind of like making the polish stand out even more than it could possibly, because this is like an eye-searingly like neon pinky orange color. So fabulous formula. I can't, it's really fit my mood on Friday. I was just really wanting something like bright and summery, and this really makes me realize that I am starting to move into summer colors, because when I wore Soyuz Blue the week before last, I just felt really weird. I just felt, although I'm wearing like blue polish on my nails today, but I feel like this is more of like a neutral blue. But when I wore blue the other day, Soyuz Blue, I just felt really out of place. I wanted to get it in before summer officially kicked off, but it still felt a little weird wearing a pastel nail week before last. So when I wore this and I felt like super excited about it, I knew that I was definitely probably moving into summer polishes. So really excited about that one. If you're looking for something similar to this, Lacquer, if you can get your hands on it, Lacquer has one in their new collection. Glam Polish is releasing a polish here in the next like week or two that it's a little bit more, it's not this exact color, it's a little bit more like, I think reddy colored, but it's got a similar effect to it. Cause yeah, you can't, you're not gonna be able to get your hands on this one anymore. So that again is You Got It Dude, and that is it. Oh, I will mention this one polish. I did do a pedicure last weekend before last. I don't really give two shits about my toenails, to be honest. I know a lot of you, I've seen other people's videos and they're like, they don't care either, but I don't really care about my toenails, to be honest. I keep them, you know, I usually go to the salon and get them done just because I can't be bothered to be like bending over and filing and doing all that crap to my feet. So to be honest, I don't really do a whole lot. I get them done probably once every couple months once they start turning into like talons. I go probably once every couple months. So this toenail polish is probably going to be on my toenails for a majority of the summertime. I will. So since it's here, so the exciting news that I got on Friday was that we got a new baby kitten. Oh, and she's so squirmy. She's so squirmy. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. You're squirmy. Oh, this is Esther. This is Esther. I had to go grab her. I saw her. I follow a couple cat rescue people on Instagram, and she was at a high kill shelter. She was at a high kill shelter down in South Texas on, I saw her on Thursday, and they were scheduled to put her to sleep on Friday. You sleeping? And I went down there Friday and got her. And now she's mine. Now she's mine. You gonna leave now? You can leave now. Bye. So yeah, that was the other exciting news for the week, and why I was a little bit busy this weekend is I've got a new little baby and I'm trying to introduce her to the rest of the group. This one's not impressed. She's just like, she's basically, this is Layla. I don't think I've ever told you her name. This one's Layla. She's the old lady. She's probably like 9 or 10. She's not having any of it. She's basically like the old grandma of the group, and she's basically like, stay away from me. I'm old and I'm fat. I just want to be left alone. So the little kitten keeps trying to get all up in her face. And then my other cat, his name is Poe, P-O-E, as in the Star Wars character Poe Dameron, or Dameron. Them two have been, at first I was a little nervous because I initially got her thinking they were going to be play buddies so that he would leave Layla alone. So when I first brought her home, he was like hissing like crazy and getting all angry, and so I was a little nervous about them actually getting along, but they've started playing for the last couple days. They've started playing and running around the house, and so I think they're gonna be buddies. So that's what's been going on in my world. But yeah, Layla's nickname, we actually don't call her Layla. It's a funny story, which I won't tell you now because it's way too long and this video is long as it is, but we actually don't call her Layla. We only call her Layla when she goes to the vet's office, because we actually have, her nickname is actually Rabies. So she's known as Rabies around the house, but I always feel awkward taking her to the vet and telling them her name is Rabies. So but maybe one day, if you guys are interested, I'll tell you the story about why we call her Rabies, because it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's all my babies. Had a very exciting weekend with the cats, so I apologize for boring you all if you're not cat people and you don't care about my cats. Sorry for boring you with that tangent, but so yeah, this is Zoya's Demetria. It's a really pretty, just like poppy red, kind of tomatoey red color. I haven't worn this on my toes before. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to wear that day, but I went ahead and went with this, and I think it's going to be suitable for the summertime. And like I said, I'm not going to change my toenail polish, so this will probably be on my toenails for at least a month. It depends on like wear and tear, but I don't do my toenails. I basically just go to the salon, and then my salon's nail polish collection is dismal, so I usually will bring my own polish to the toenail salon, or to the nail salon. And also because I feel like I have a bazillion polishes, I shouldn't be using the nail salon's polishes. Like, you know, there's a reason why, like, I don't need to be wearing other people's polishes. Like, why on earth do I have so many polishes? I just bring my own. So yeah, so that is what is on my toes. You won't see a swatch of this because it's on my toes, and I know some people are weird about feet. I don't really care, but I know some people are. So pretty red color. I might wear that eventually as a manicure come summertime-ish, because this is usually a staple summer polish for me. So that is it. I apologize, this is a little long as per usual with my videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope, like I said, I apologize that it's super indie heavy, but I feel like a majority of you guys wear indie polishes. If you don't wear indie polishes and you're getting annoyed with the fact that I'm not wearing mainstream polishes, tell me down below, because if I don't know that you guys don't give two craps about indie polishes, I mean, a majority of the people down in the comments talk about indie polishes, so I don't usually feel as bad about wearing so many. But if you guys watch my videos and you don't care for indies and you want more like mainstream videos, let me know and I will make more of a conscious effort to wear mainstream polishes. I have not been enthused. As you can tell from this video and other videos, I just have not been super enthused about mainstream polishes. But I will try to make a conscious effort so that I'm not boring half of you with indie polishes if you don't care. So that is it. I'm not gonna keep rambling. I thank you guys. I hope you guys are having a good one. Let me know what you've been wearing, what you've been liking, any new collections coming out that you're excited about, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.